They are literally standing against Tiamat like they can somehow beat her, but we all know that they all died post-credit scene. In the Dungeons and Dragons episode of Secret Level, a group of adventurers embarks on a rescue mission to save a young boy, Solon, from a dark curse that binds him to a malevolent force. While their intent is noble, saving Solon from an ancient cult sacrifice, helping him ultimately leads to a tragic and irreversible consequence: the death of the entire rescue party. Their selflessness in trying to save the boy results in a devastating confrontation with Tiamat, the goddess of evil dragons, a battle in which they all perish. This narrative, while fantastical, illustrates a deeper philosophical truth. Sometimes helping others can have unintended, catastrophic consequences, even when the motives are pure. The story of Solon's rescue and its tragic outcome shows us the paradox that doing good is not always synonymous with achieving good outcomes. From the start, the characters in this episode are portrayed as noble and well-intentioned. Mora, the paladin, is driven by a deep sense of duty to protect the innocent. Her companions are also bound by their respective codes, making them eager to rescue Solon. However, their understanding of helping is narrowly focused on saving the boy from the cult's sacrificial rites, without fully considering the broader ramifications of their actions. One of the key themes of the episode is the idea of sacrifice. While rescuing Solon seems like the right thing to do, the price of this rescue is a steep one. The group's willingness to risk everything for the sake of a child, a seemingly innocent victim, reveals their values: a commitment to altruism, justice, and compassion. Yet in their single-minded pursuit of what they believe to be the right course of action, they fail to foresee the potential consequences of antagonizing the cult and ultimately facing Tiamat. The catastrophic battle that ensues exposes the limits of altruism. By focusing solely on Solon's immediate freedom, they overlook the larger and more dangerous forces at play. A key problem with the adventurers' actions is that they do not fully assess the complexities of helping others, particularly in situations where the stakes are high. Mora, in particular, is a character driven by a sense of duty. She believes she can redeem Solon and protect the world by stopping the cult. However, her approach to helping him is deeply rooted in a binary worldview. Solon is either a victim to be saved or a threat to be eliminated. This simplistic framework blinds her and the others to the unintended consequences of their interference. In real-life contexts, too, helping others is not always straightforward. People often jump into situations with the best of intentions, yet the outcomes may be far more complex and damaging than anticipated. In the case here, Mora's assumption that Solon is only a victim blinds her to the possibility that helping him could set off a chain of events far beyond her control. Her inability to consider the broader picture, a world in which Tiamat's wrath could consume everything, ultimately leads to the loss of her life and the lives of her comrades. The final tragic consequence of the adventurer's decision to help Solon comes when they are confronted by Tiamat herself. In their attempt to save him, the party members knowingly face a force of unimaginable power, one that threatens not just their lives but the very fabric of reality itself. This highlights an essential truth: sometimes the cost of helping others may be too great, even if the cause is just. Tiamat is a manifestation of a destructive and unstoppable force, a deity whose existence is tied to chaos and death. The adventurers' confrontation with her is not only a battle of physical strength, but a moral one. Their attempt to overcome Tiamat is an exercise in futility because they are not merely fighting a dragon, they are fighting against the very nature of sacrifice, selflessness, and the limits of human agency. Their deaths, though heroic, expose the folly of overestimating one's ability to change the course of fate. This narrative raises a fundamental ethical dilemma. Should one always try to help others, even when the cost is enormous? In the context here, the characters' deaths illustrate the danger of hubris, the belief that one can intervene in matters beyond human control and come out victorious. In the end, their deaths reflect the harsh truth that there are situations where doing the right thing may not lead to the desired outcome. Sometimes, even the noblest of intentions can result in devastation. The tragedy in this episode is that it underscores the unpredictability of life and the limits of human power. The adventurers, in their desire to help Solon, set in motion a series of events that ultimately lead to their undoing. While their actions are noble, their failure to anticipate the ultimate danger they would face is a lesson in the complexities of morality. Helping others is a central tenet of ethical philosophy, but this episode suggests that the act of helping is not always black and white. Sometimes, good intentions must be tempered with caution, humility, and an understanding of the consequences that may arise from our actions. The adventurer's willingness to risk everything for the sake of one life is admirable, but it also serves as a cautionary tale about the potential costs of such selflessness.